what's going on here? Well, we've got to do some maintenance. We're trying to get ready to go to cruising the coast, so we got to try to do something about these axle seals. And as you can see, she's dripping oil. Doing this on both sides. Wonderful. But fortunately, this is a pretty good design, and it doesn't actually get any oil on the brake shoes. With the design of this, it directs the oil to the back side of the brake plate, and oil doesn't get on your shoes. All right, well, got the tire off, got the brake drum off. Pretty simple little process. Bring you in here a little closer. This is a pretty simple little setup. Ford did it. I don't know why wheel won't turn. That's odd. Is that other wheel locked up? This is strange. Let's see what we got going on here. It may be because, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Womp, womp, womp. We have more problems than we realized. Anyway, I'm gonna try to explain this real quick and then try to figure out how to overcome the problem that we're having. But anyway, man, that's locked up. The way Ford designed this is not a C-clip rear end. This is actually, this actual axle bearing is actually bolted in on the outside, and that's what this hole right here is for, is to access the nuts. There's 4 nuts in here. Take those off, this axle shaft will slide out. But we got to figure out what's going on over there on the other side. I'm thinking it's possible that we've got gear oil on the shoes. It's designed so that it's not supposed to do that, and this side is not getting gear oil on the shoes, but that side might be, and that could be the problem. And if it has, it could have swollen up the brake shoes. So I guess I need to try to see about if I can back the adjustment off on that side and see if I can get the wheel and drum off. Take a look. All right, well, there we go. I voted against, let's walk around here and I'll show you. I voted against taking this wheel and drum off on this side just because, guys, look over here. There's no room, you know, there's just no room on that side. So I said, well, let's see about backing off the brake adjustment. And if you don't have one of these, go buy yourself a brake adjuster tool. Fumbling and fighting with screwdrivers, I did that for years, and once I got one of these, it does make a big difference. This is just a Craftsman. Part number was 47362. Makes your life a whole lot easier when you're trying to adjust brakes. And there's a couple different designs, but this one I found does most everything I want to do and makes the life a lot easier. Now, on these old brakes, to back the brakes off, there's no self-adjuster on these, so there's nothing locking your adjuster here from turning in either direction. So all you got to do is just spin it backwards and release the pressure, and now I can spin the wheel. So let me get a socket, get in here, get this axle out. And let's get into this. So, went ahead and I checked my bearing. I spun it to see if I feel any rough spots in it. Wheel bearing feels okay. So I break out my new SKF Chicago Rawhide seal, which is SKF 15142, which is what I ordered. And well, womp womp womp. So we're going to have to back up on the axle seal project for today, but I have another project in mind. I also have parts to change the rear spring shackles and bushings. I have those parts in my possession. So we're going to move on and see if we can change those out. And hopefully that project doesn't go sideways. It's kind of dark under here, but you can still kind of make out what I'm doing. I got to get these nuts off of these and then drive that shackle out. Just hope this comes apart okay. These springs have been out, but these bushings are like 70 years old. It feels like it's loose. Let me grab a camera, get you under here, and I'll show you what we got going on and why we're changing them. 70-year-old shackle bushings wore out. Imagine that. All right, so let's get you under here. There we go. As you can see, the shackle has worn completely through the bushing on the top and the bottom. But we've got new parts. So let's see if we can get this thing knocked the rest of the way apart. Oh yeah, baby. Come on, look at that. And she's trying to bind up a little bit. Wow, what do you know about that crap? Getting these bushings out might be another story. Let's see. Nope, that one came right out. That one's coming right out. Okay. Yeah, come on, baby. There we go. Nothing left. Come up with something to kind of buff out and clean up the holes. That one's actually got a little rust in it. Imagine that. And there are the new ones. So what I need to do is find a little bit of light grease to put on them so that they don't squeak and squawk, and see if I can clean out the holes in the spring and the shackle mount up there and put it back together. Well, that's we went over and I found my kit. I just want to show you this is a little cheap brush kit that I got. I believe I got it at O'Reilly's. It comes with nylon brushes, steel brushes, and brass wire brushes. Now, I think I gave 20 bucks for this kit. Comes with a handle, an extension bar, and a bunch of these different brushes, all assorted sizes. So, what else does it have? Well, it has the quick chuck for like hooking to my DeWalt quick chuck drill. Click. I'm coming the other way. Yeah, that's probably good enough for who it's for. So let's get these shackle bushings and see how they fit. Let's install a little never sleaze up in there. I get one drop of this crap on me, it'll be from my head to my foot. So let's try to be careful with it. And he slops it everywhere. Perfect. Let's put a little on the shaft. Let's put a little on it right where I got to touch it. That way it's all over me and I look like the Tin Man. Move out here on the edges where it actually pivots. You can see that. Am I even in the camera shot? Sort of. And let's see if we can do it this way. No, tell you what. We'll slide it bushings on and get some anti-seize on the bushings. That way I can really get it all over me. All right, put the bushing in. This bushing in. Let's see if these are going to line up. Or am I going to move the jack any? Oh, perfect. Hang it, boy. Nothing ever goes that smooth. I must be right at the foot of the cross today. Good grief. Look at that. Holy smackerel. Let's get a little anti-seize. Tell you what, let's put a little out here. Because this is, like I said, this is, whoa, look at that. Look at, do you see, everybody seeing that? Look at this crap. Put a little out there because that's actually where it pivots. Okay. Now, the proper way to do this is the way I was always taught. Is you're not supposed to tighten them up at this point right here. But I'm going to anyway. Because I don't want to forget them and leave them loose. I think that would be worse. But what I will try to remember to do is, once I get the weight on the car, put the weight back down on the ground, or at least what I can do is when I could pick the jack up and put the weight of the car back on them, just loosen them up, let them center up where they're supposed to be with the weight on the vehicle, and then tighten them up. I don't know that it matters with this type bushing, but that's just the way I was taught. I know with control arm bushings on the front end, it's especially important, but they're not this style of bushing. So, because these actually do swing back and forth, and I think the bushings actually do slip in that shackle. So, we actually got something accomplished today. What do you know about that? Well, as you can see, it's still hot where I am. Supposedly, today's the last day of it for about a week. I'm gonna get a good break, get a fall snap. Thank you, God. Anyway, so I've got to find the right axle seal for this car. And I'm going to say this, before I pull this axle seal out of this housing, I'm going to get the right axle seal to fit this housing. Because as it stands right now, I could put this axle shaft back in. I could run this car this way. It's not leaking that bad. It's not leaking bad enough that I couldn't drive it. The brake shoes, like I said, are not getting oil on them. So I think we're good there. I am going to tear the other side down, verify that I'm not getting oil on the shoes over there. And if I am, I think I've got another set of shoes here. It's not that big a deal. But I'm going to be sourcing out, trying to find the right axle seal. And we did get something accomplished today. Believe it or not, can't believe it. Guess I got to. I'm looking right at it. Thanks, Derek. That's a good one. But we're going to crawl under here and get this other shackle done on the other side. And in the meantime, while you're waiting on me to put up another video, why don't you go watch one coming on the screen right now?